All right, guys. So because at the last meeting you said we cannot focus the listening part, so I put the listening part to the beginning. Now we will do the listening part and then we will study. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, guys. You know what? Each one of you should do a sentence. Like tell me exactly the sentence. What you can hear in the video, tell me. Mr. Muayyad?
Yes.
All right, listen well and tell me the text.
Okay.
You know, Donkey, sometimes things are more than they appear. You know, Donkey, sometimes things are more than they appear. You know, Donkey, sometimes things are more than they appear. Trying to tell us something?
Okay, so what did he say? What did he say?
You know, Donkey, sometimes is here.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's here.
Okay, you missed something like sometimes. Do you want
Teacher,
me to repeat?
can I say?
Yeah, it's right, Mr. Muayyad, but you missed some parts, some words in it.
Yes. I can listen again.
You listened about 3 times. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, who can do it? Wait, let me see who raised their hand. Yes, Meher, can you do it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what was the text? What did he say?
You know, donkeys sometimes think more than they appear.
Yeah, good. It says, you know, donkey, sometimes things are more than they appear. Okay, things are more than they appear. You know the meaning, yeah?
Yes, teacher.
Good, thank you so much. Yes, Mr. Muayyad, is that clear now?
Yes, clear.
Yeah, try to focus to the words because sometimes when they speak, you cannot hear the exact word, the pronunciation of the word, and listen a lot so that to make your listening skill better.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Sarhat, can you do it?
Yes.
All right, so listen well and then tell me the text.
Do you think it's trying to tell us something? Do you think it's trying to tell us something? Do you think it's trying to tell us something? Do you think it's trying to tell us something?
He's saying he's trying to tell us something.
Sorry?
He's saying he is trying to tell us something.
Do you think? It says, do you think it's trying to tell us something? When he says it's, he means the pot.
Oh, when I'm stressed out, my mom tells me jokes.
Okay, who can do this one? Let me say, Tanya. Tanya,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, listen to this one.
Okay.
You know, when I'm stressed out, my mom tells me jokes.
Okay, now?
Just I know, you know, my mom has joken, I don't know.
All right, it's a little bit right, but not exactly.
Yes, well,
It
I
says,
don't know.
okay, let me tell you. You know, when I'm stressed out, my mom tells me jokes.
My mom
Tells me jokes, yeah. When I'm stressed out, my mom tells me jokes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dunya, can you do it now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Functions is to filter the body's blood.
It isn't clear.
Main functions is to filter the body's blood. The liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood. One of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood.
I think it said one of the liver functions. It's I didn't get it.
Okay, it's written liver here. It's written liver here. See?
Yeah.
Liver? You can see?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's talking about the liver. You know what's liver? A part, an organ in your body.
Okay. I
So-
didn't know.
All right. Guys, I will not just correct the texts anymore for you because it will be your homework. After you send all of your homeworks and you listened more to this video, then I will correct you. Yes, Mr. Muhammad, listen.
One of
It's
the
not
liver's
your
main
part.
functions is to filter the body.
Okay, I know. Yeah, listen.
Don't choose the better guy. Choose the guy that's going to make you the better girl.
Okay, Papa, I know.
Is that enough?
Yeah. It said don't choose the better guy. Choose the guy that's going to make you a better girl. And I know this movie is The Mean Swarm. The movie named The Mean Swarm.
Good. But there is something wrong when you said that going
What?
to, not going to.
Going to.
She's saying
Check it.
gonna.
No, check it.
Don't choose the better guy. Choose the guy that's going to make you the better.
Huh?
Hey, sorry, well, I thought it said, okay, sorry, teacher.
Okay. You're so sure of yourself. Okay.
Because
All right.
I am.
Good, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Now you do it. Not this one, the other one.
Okay.
Don't choose the better guy. Choose the guy that's going to make you the better girl.
Everything.
Everything except someone to share it with.
Have everything.
Everything except someone to share it with.
Have everything.
Everything except someone to share it with.
Okay.
Have everything.
Everything except someone to share it with.
Yes. Mr. Suhaib.
Yeah, I understood only everything. Normal. Yeah,
So you have to improve your listening skills.
yeah, I know.
All right.
Thank you.
I won't correct you now because it's a homework. You have to send me the texts.
Okay,
But try to listen more.
inshallah.
Depends how many times you listen. The more you listen, the more you can understand. And also, guys, you have to imitate how they speak. Like the girl, she said, "Oh, you have everything. You should do like this one." Not like the robot. You say, "Oh, you have everything." Not like this one. Imitate how they speak, okay? So that you sound like the native speakers. It will improve your pronunciation, okay, your accent. That will be good for you if you do that. So try to imitate them. Yeah, good. Dinya, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Okay, do this one.
None of us would be here today. Without him, none of us would be here today.
Okay. Without him,
Without
none of us will be here today.
Thank God, that was good. Yeah, and it was kind of easier. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dunya, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, who else? Okay. Yes, Meher.
Yes, teacher.
All right, do the next one. Let me
Okay.
just go.
Of us would be here today.
Teacher, this one?
No, this one.
What did Fiona say about me? So, what did Fiona say about me? So, what did Fiona say about me? Lily?
Okay.
What did Fiona say about me?
Great. That's it. That's great. Yeah, you did great. Okay. Yes, thank you, honey. We reached to lesson 3. You know, it's the third meeting. Lesson 3 is about describing my feelings. I can describe my feelings. It's about feelings, guys. So, how do you feel? When you ask someone, how do you feel? What would you say? How would you answer? You would say like, I'm proud, or disappointed. How do you feel? I'm disappointed. I'm proud. Okay. Do you know the meaning, or you want me to translate it? Who knows what's the meaning of proud?
Proud means,
Yeah, raise
Can
your
I-
hands, please.
sorry. Proud means that someone is really believe in himself.
Yes. Someone that is too proud of himself. Yes, good. And in Kurdish means kaseki bafiz, ludbers. And disappointed. Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
Teacher, like he did a bad job and he knows that he did a bad job. He disappoints himself.
Yeah, he is disappointed means he's sad or he lost hope. He lost hope. Let's have an example for them. All right. Okay. So I want Miss Bijar, can you read it?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
All right.
Obviously, I'm sorry, proud of my son's
I'm
suitcase. I'm very proud of my son's suitcase, but I am a bit disappointed that the local paper hasn't shown more interest in the story.
Yeah, this is obviously. Okay, and
يعني باش-
success.
باش-
Yeah, good. Thank you, honey. So guys, let me read it so that you know how to pronounce those words. Well, obviously, I'm very proud of my son's success. This is success. But I'm a bit disappointed that the local paper hasn't shown more interest in the story. All right, that means she is very proud that she sees her son succeeded, but a bit disappointed, a bit sad, a bit lost of hope because the local paper hasn't shown more interest in the story. Okay, is that clear? This is this example. Can you give me more example about proud and disappointed? Any examples you want to just say?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Suhaib,
Yeah, dear.
can you give me an example for proud and disappointed?
Okay. I'm very proud of myself, but I am a bit disappointed at the jobs we're gonna bad.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Mr. Suhaib. Yes, all right. Each one of you, one example is enough. That means you understood. Okay, we have another adjective for feeling. I'm confused and I'm hopeful. Confused, hopeful. So confused means when you don't know or you don't understand about something. Like in Kurdish, we say serle shewaw, serle shewaw. And hopeful, you know what's hopeful. Okay, hopeful is, yes, you have hope, you're hopeful. So let's have an example for them to understand more. Yep, I want, Dunya, can you read it?
Yes. The politician seems confused about what to do. So I'm not hopeful that things will improve.
Yeah, good. The politician seems confused about what to do. They don't know what to do. You know, confused means when you don't know which ways are the best to do. Which one is the best? Which ways are the best to do? So they confused. I'm not hopeful when you see someone is confused about giving an idea. So you will say, you will be like not hopeful or hopeless. The opposite of hopeful is hopeless. You would say, I'm hopeless or not hopeful, that things will improve. Doesn't seem it will improve. Is that clear? Do you know the meaning now? Yeah. What's important to know the meaning and use them in sentences so that you can speak and use those words when you speak. So I want someone, Mr. Okay, Mr. Sam is not here. Mr. Muayyad, can you use confused and hope in a sentence?
Confused and hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay. I am confused about vaccine
Okay.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
So I am not hopeful by after health.
Yes, that's a good example. So that means you know how to use them. Thank you. All right. Yes, thank you, Mr. Muayyad. Okay, we have another adjective for when you say, how do you feel? You say, I'm curious. I'm curious, or I feel curious, or I am feeling curious. It depends on the time, which tense you should use. Or I have been curious. Okay, when you say I am curious means right now you are curious, but I was curious, it's in the past that happened. I am curious, I was curious, or I have been curious. Something happened, but you're talking about that thing to me right now. It still have an effect on you when you say I have been curious. Okay, so curious means when you really want to know about something. Okay, for example, now you are curious, you will say I am curious now. It depends on time, not the word. The word is adjective.
Yes.
Okay, يعني أما بو past نية پەیوەندی بەکاتەوە نییە ئەمە تەنها وشەیەکە وەصفی feelingi تۆکە بەس ئەگەر ئەو کاتە يعني لە past تۆ curious بووی ئەڵێ I was curious لە ئێستا curious بووی ئەڵێ now I am curious. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, so curious means you when you really want to know about something. And anxious, just like you see in the picture, anxious means you don't know what to do. You worry about something. Okay, you worry about something. Nigaranit, pereshanit, right? And curious means marak. You want to know about something. So let's have an example. All right. Yes, Mr. Muhammad, can you read it?
Oh, yes, why not? We are curious to see what all the noise was about.
Noise.
But I feel noise, yeah. So the hush hush.
Yeah.
But I feel anxious. I don't know how to read this one.
Anxious.
Anxious when I saw who angry the man were.
How?
And how angry the man were. And I really scared when they start coming toward us.
Yeah, when they started coming toward us. Yes, thank you, honey. Okay, guys, this is like I put the example a little bit long. It's just like a story. Okay, it's not a sentence only. I put both of the adjectives, both of the feelings in a long sentence, just like telling a story. Something happened. We were curious to see what all the noise was about. Maybe there were a noise outside anywhere, but I felt anxious, okay, when I saw how angry the men were. Maybe there were some men were fighting, so they felt, that person, she or he, felt anxious when he or she saw the men angry, and really scared. Okay, scared is another feeling too, but scared is easy. You know what's scared. It's not in your level. Curious and anxious is more important for you to know. Scared, watatirsa, when they started coming toward us. Maybe they saw they were fighting and starting to come towards the person. Okay. You only can use adjectives for describing feelings, guys, not noun or anything else, because adjectives describe the character, the personality, the feeling. All right, but let me tell you that we have some words that they have the same in noun, the same shape when it becomes noun, like proud will be pride. Proud is an adjective, but pride is noun. When you use it in the sentence, you cannot say, I am pride. You could say, I am proud. You would use the adjective one to describe your feeling, not the noun ones. Or jealous. Okay, who can, I want someone read it. Yes, Tanya.
Yes.
Okay, read only 2 words, number 2 and 3.
Okay. Adjective, noun, proud, jealous, proud, pride, jealous, jealous, jealousy. Right.
Jealous, jealous, jealousy.
Jealous, yes.
Jealousy. Jealous, jealousy.
Okay. Jealousy.
Yeah. Number 3.
And number 3, curious.
Yeah.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Yeah,
This
curiosity.
Curiosity.
All right, that's
this
good, honey. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Tanya. All right. Yes, I want someone who didn't participate. Meher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, read the other three ones.
Okay. Disappointed, disappointment, confused, confusion, and
Yes, anxious.
anxiety.
This should be anxiety.
Teacher, how
All right,
to read
listen
this one?
to this one. Listen to this one.
Anxiety. Anxiety.
Okay, it's different than anxious. It will be, the adjective is anxious, but when it turns to noun, it will be anxiety. All right,
Okay.
good. So disappointed, disappointment. Confused, confusion. Anxious, anxiety. Is that clear now? The meaning is,
Yes.
proud. Jealous means hasud. Okay, curious, we studied. Just try to use them in a correct way and in a correct place in the sentence. Yeah, for example, let's say she is pride. Okay, so, or she has a pride feeling. She has a pride feeling. He has jealousy. Okay, he has curiosity. Or she has disappointments. Or I had some confusion in my decisions. Do you know how to use them? Yes, honey.
Teacher, what means jealous?
Jealous means hasud. Ira birden.
Oh, okay.
Her boyfriend is jealous. She has been jealous to her friend. وهروك تكا حسودي بهاوركاني أبرت. Right. Thrilled. We have another adjective. Thrilled. Thrilled means excited. Excited. He was thrilled to win and he kissed the cup. Look at the picture. Means he was excited. He was happy to win. Okay, and he kissed the cup. Furious. We have furious. Like this man, angry. Furious means very angry. But we don't use very so much. Very happy, very angry, okay? That's not like the improved English language. Let's say for the intermediate to advanced, we don't use very. Now, you cannot say to this man, very happy. That means your English is poor. Poor means not good. So furious means angry. I lost the keys. I lost the keys. He was absolutely furious. Means exactly very angry. Okay?
Tura.
Yes. Astonished. Look at the picture. Astonished. That means surprised. Okay? Or
Sarsam.
Yeah. So I was astonished to hear he was married. Means surprised to hear he was married. It was something new for him, like a surprise. Astonished. Yeah. Miserable. In the picture, you can see means very sad. As we said, we don't use very sad. So miserable means sad. Your vocabulary will improve in the intermediate level. Okay, so try to use, instead of very sad, miserable. You look miserable. What's wrong? You look miserable. What's wrong? Okay, so I would say, for example, Mr. Suhaib, Okay, I would ask you something. How do you feel today? You look miserable. What's wrong? Okay. And heartbroken, you know this word. This is not something new for you. I was heartbroken when her father died. يعني دليشكا
كبابي
كانت هيك.
مرت.
Yes, but
بابي مرت.
you can say pass away instead of died. Pass away is like more yeah, yasa yaziyatır for formular. Yeah, Odwan Trisha Wobbly. Passed away. Or died. It's okay, died. Okay. Both are right. Yes. I want, let me see who didn't participate. Okay, Miss Bajar, can you read this one?
I was terrified when the plane took off.
Yeah, plane.
Plane.
Yeah, plan is without the E. Plan is without the E. P-L-A-N. But plane is like plane terra. I was terrified. Terrified means ترساو. Scared. Scared. Yes. Yeah, took off is a phrasal verb, guys. Look at this phrasal verb. Took off. No, took off means kateka denishito. Teraka. So
Teacher took off is especially for airplane.
Yeah. Kataraka denishito kchaka tersa. Jale, I was terrified when the plane took off. All right. We have some questions here and you guys have to tell me your ideas about it. And we still have time. Good. The effect of the weather, I cannot see the screen, of the weather on our feelings. Yeah, we have like weather has an effect on our feelings. Why do people say they feel cheerful when the sun shines and miserable when it's raining? Why do you think, Mr. Sarhad?
Well, based on the physical psychological study, I think it is sun. It's increasing hormones in human body, and while it is raining, some people don't have the activity during daily work. And that's why they see when it's rain, they have less activity. That's why they feel miserable.
Yeah, that's great. An amazing answer. Yes, thank you. So yes, it will increase your dopamine and the hormone of happiness. You will feel happy when sun shines. This is human beings' nature. When you see something like it's full of light, everything is shiny. You can see everything shines with the light. Everything is okay. But darkness is miserable for people, for humans, for human beings, naturally. This is our nature. We don't like dark. So when it rains, the clouds will be dark, the weather will be dark. We will feel miserable. Yes. My sis is with, yes, Muhammad, it's okay. Why do some people suffer from SAD? SAD came from seasonal affective disorder. Why some people suffer from SAD? Which makes them feel depressed during long dark winters. Okay, we have some people, when it comes to winter, they will get depressed. You know what's depressed? It's kind of disease. They mentally feel sad. It's a mental disease, depressed. So why some people get depressed in winter?
May I answer this question?
Wait a minute. I want someone didn't participate. Mr. Sarhad, you participated.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Muhammad, you raised your hand. Want to answer?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Why people did express teacher, I think because some people's in their genetic body, genetic cells, the cells doesn't like the winter, I think.
Yeah.
It's not my business.
Yeah, it depends on the people.
It depends on the cell in your brain, how it's feel about the winter. Like some people will be depressed in the summer. It depends on the cell.
But for example, I feel really cheerful when it comes to spring. I love spring. Okay, but when it comes to autumn, I feel a little bit
because
depressed.
It might be a good event happen in the spring.
Yeah, you will remember and you feel happy, or sometimes you like the weather. You know, it's cool. The spring is cool and you like it. Okay. So guys, do you have another opinions? Dunya, do you have anything to answer this one? What do you think?
Which one?
Like why people get depressed when it comes to winter?
Yeah, like Mr. Sarhat said, it's because of the some activity. We can't do a lot of activity. I think because of that.
Yeah. Okay, so it affects our feelings, surely. Can the weather really affect our mood? Yeah, you will get moody sometimes. You know what's moody? يعني الجو تشكت. Yeah, مزاجي أبي. You get moody. You know, when it comes like raining, I had some friends. When it was raining, they would say, "I have no mood to speak to you." That was strange to me. I said, just why? It's like it will make you moody. They said, yes, when it rains, I don't like the weather. I don't like to go out. I don't like to talk with anyone. Well, it will make you get depressed. That's the reason you will get depressed. People don't go out, okay? People don't like the color of the weather. It's dark, it's like gray. Everything is quiet. You can't go out, you can't see people. That's why you will get depressed. Yeah, but it says, is it really make you moody or it's just an imagination? Guys, that's why I send you the lesson before the meeting so that you prepare the answers for everything. And you could speak better. If you do not prepare yourself, you cannot speak during the meeting well. You only would say yes, no, and 2 and 3 sentences. Okay, we have the effect of color on our emotions. Yes, Mr. Suhaib, can you read it?
Yeah, of course. The effect of color on our emotions. Color can have an effect on our mood, but how do specific colors relate to our emotions?
Yeah. So it says color can affect our mood and effect on our mood, but how? It depends on the color. All right. Yes, continue. Mr. Suhaib, continue.
Okay. Red can make us useful, energetic, but it can also indicate anger.
Yes. So did you understand this one? Can you just explain it more?
Make us feel energetic. I don't understood well, so I can't say anything.
It says the red color can make us feel energetic. What's that mean? You could say in other words. You have to learn how to explain things by your own words. Change the words. Okay, when you see someone, like the person, he or she, wore a red dress. She will wear dress, okay? So how would you feel when you see the red color? Will your mood be good or bad?
I don't like the red color. It is bad for me.
So you will get anger, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
So you can see the sentence. You will feel energetic, but it can also indicate anger. You see?
Yeah.
So your feeling was right. Sometimes it will indicate anger, and sometimes you will feel energetic, like powerful. You just feel like you have energy. That's how, when I ask you to explain more, do it like me. When I see someone wore the red dress or color a dress with red color, I feel I am powerful or I feel energy. Sometimes I feel angry too. That's how you explain it more. Yeah, your speaking will be better by this one. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Serhat. Sorry, Suhaib. I confuse your names. Yes, Mr. Serhat, now you do it.
Sorry. Pink. Thought it's softer and more about maternal love and caring for people. Yeah, so I have to describe this sentences, what it's mean, pink.
Explain it.
Okay. So it's just a soft color. It is not that the brightest color, like a red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is giving more internal love and the more caring for other people's.
Yes. And you will feel calm sometimes when you see someone wore pink color.
Well, if I see someone wear a pink color, it is more like color for girls. It's not related to boys. It's more related to genders also.
Yes, gender, but the feeling, the mood will be the same.
I think
we're talking about the effect of the color on our mood.
Yeah, but for me, if I see a pink and blue, what I can observe, it is that like a pink for a girl and blue it is for a boy. This is in our society is very common.
Yeah, that's right. But boys will wear pink too. Girls will wear blue too. Okay. But we will talk about the mood. How would you feel when you see someone wore pink color?
I will feel an internal love and caring for him.
Yeah, that's good. Good explanation.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have green. Tanya. It's Tanya.
Yes.
Green.
Yes, green is associated with natural and is good for people suffering from stress.
With nature. Nature
or natural?
No, it's not natural. Where's AL? There's no AL.
Yes, you are right.
You lost your eyesight too. Okay.
And is for people suffering from stress.
All right. We have some doctors, like psychological doctors, use green color to make the patients feel calm.
أو ناترولا مقصدي أو نيتورا مقصدي كلتورا.
Nature what not culture يعني سرشتي مروفكان.
طبيعة.
All right, it's not cultural. Oh my God, culture is something, natural is something, nature is something.
What the difference between natural and nature?
Nature srusht, natural srushti. One of them is adjective, the other is noun.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so green will make you calm down and not feeling stressed. We use it for people who are suffering from stress. When they see the green color, they feel that relaxed, they feel calm down, okay? So yes, colors will affect our mood. Blue, we have blue. Yes, Mihir, can you read blue?
Yes, teacher. Blue is relaxing and helps us to be creative, but too much dark blue can make us depressed.
Yes. So what does that mean? Can you explain? How would you feel when you see someone wore something in color blue? Would you feel good?
She will be creative.
Yes. Would you feel angry or relaxed?
Relaxed.
Yeah. This sentence means this one. Yes, thank you, honey. But too much dark will make us depressed. As I said, dark colors, any colors, but with dark colors will make us depressed. The doctors from psychology said when you wear blue, you will feel relaxed in the operations too. When someone will have surgery, you see the doctors wore blue color clothes.
Yeah.
So
sometimes
that
green.
to make the people who have the surgery, the patient people, to feel relaxed.
Be creative.
Yeah, and the creative for the ones who work at the companies, the companies. Dunya, talk about yourself when you see any color or the weather.
Really, about the color isn't affecting me, but the weather is affecting. It's affect my feeling. For example, it's rain. I will be miserable.
Oh yeah, you will get depressed when it's raining too. But I like raining. The sound, the smell. I like them. I feel happy. I don't know why some people feel depressed. Yes, thank you, Dunya. Yes, Mr. Mu'ayyad.
Yes, my teacher.
Do you ever suffer from stress?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like when you're suffering from stress, something made you worry or stressed out. So have you that really ever happened to you, and why?
About weather or color?
No, the other question. Question number 2.
Yes. Everything?
Yeah, whatever makes you suffer from stress. Have you that ever happened to you or not? Have you ever got stressed? Sorry.
In my daily life?
Yeah, yourself. Talk about yourself.
Yes, if the weather very hot, I'm stressed for this weather and sick about this weather.
No, it's about stress. For example, when I have exams, I feel stressed. I suffer from stress. I don't like exams. especially when I don't prepare myself at the night of the exam. I feel really stressed.
Sometime I have a stress in full working time,
Yeah,
about
you're
10 or 12 hours.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mu'aid.
Okay.
But when you are working a lot, sometimes you will get bored, tired,
Yes.
not so much stressed.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Does your mood change a lot from day to day, and why? Mr. Serhat, can you?
Yes. Well, for me, it is depend on my activity and assignment and responsibility. Well, sometimes I have so many activities, like I go for gym and I do so many exercise, and then I come back home and just study for TOEFL and practice here, and also looking for master's programs. So sometimes when I work and search for so many things, my mood is good. I get depressions, like my mood get changed. But when a day I just wake up at 12 o'clock and have nothing to do, for sure my mood will be.
Yeah, everyone will be like this one.
It is furious, isn't it? That the native word says very happy.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
furious is like it's angry.
Yeah. So just I get confused between these two words.
Yes. So yeah, you're right. When you are doing a lot of work, you will get anxious, furious. You will get disappointed because of being bored, because of being tired. Okay, that's something we all are the same. And also when we wake up late, when there's nothing to do, when you have no goal in your life, of course your mood will get down and you will be like moody. We have a moody person that is always moody. The mood will change. Sometimes he or she is happy, sometimes he or she is sad. That's called a moody person.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Good answer. And the last question, and we will end the meeting. I think it's too late. Do you feel more energetic at certain times of the day? When is the time, or tell me a time that you feel really energized? Who's here? Yes, Mr. Mu'aid.
Yes.
Tell me a time you feel energized.
I feel when I in the night I sleep at 11 and wake up for 6 a.m. and I feel very better and most energy.
Yes, that's good. Even in our religion, our religion will tell us to sleep at 9 or 10 o'clock so that to wake up early to 5 a.m., 4 a.m., you know. Those times are when human beings feel more energized than the other times. And then it will get down to time by time. 12 o'clock it will get down, and then at 7 p.m. it will get down more and more and more. When it gets to 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. you will lose the energy. You have no energy to do anything.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so you are right. Okay, guys, thank you for your answering, your attendance, anything, your participation. I hope you get better and better day by day in the meetings.
Inshallah.
Yeah. So, and Ms. Bajar, please try to practice every day. All right. And guys, let me tell you, these questions won't be the homework anymore. This is not homework. You answered in the class. The homework is giving the examples of those two phrasal verbs. This is your homework. Tell me the meaning and give examples. Also, write down the texts of the video, the listening part, the video. I'll send it to your group. Okay, ask around what For example, I want to ask around, where is the restaurant? Is the meaning clear now?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
clear.
And play up. Amijwata shtick vocabulary point emphasizing something. Yani focus يبقى. The team wanted to play up, to play well, let's say. All right, the captain told his team to play up. Dami what the focus يزور ياريكب بدنو جوان ياريكن. The meaning is clear?
Yes.
Emphasize on something. Yes. So giving more examples, use them in different examples for you. It will be good for you to use them and not forget them. All right, guys. And now the meeting will end. Now, thanks again and bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
Thanks for you. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Good night.